Hey, Hefs. So you've got your list of essential skills you're going to need to be able to have, and I want to go over some of them with you now in a quick video. So, as the halfback, your standard default, where you start at, is you are on the number two receiver. That's who you're keying, unless, of course, we go into zone. Let's talk about what you would do keying this person if we were on man. Now, traditionally, this player is going to be waggling up to you, and you're going to read them to determine whether it's going to be run or it's going to be pass. So that's your very first skill we need you to have. We need you to be able to read that slot receiver as you're backpedaling right out of your stance. Now, if you're reading him and you read that it's pass, you need to be able to cover him man to man without getting pass interference. Not getting pass interference. That's your second skill we need you to be able to have. Remember, pass interference is defined as interfering with a player's ability to catch the ball. Once that ball is in the air, you are also a receiver. You have as much right to the ball as that slot back does, but you cannot, in attempts to get the ball, interfere with his ability to catch it. Third skill we need you to be able to have. If you determine that it is a run play, and that'll be determined by that slot probably attempting to block you, you need to come up and support the run. There's two ways we need you to be able to support the run. First, we need you to be what we call a force defender, and that means if this slot comes up to block you and the ball is being run to your side, you need to take on that block with your head to the sideline. So that in the worst case scenario, if you can't get off the block, you will force the ball carrier to turn up, or you will force, I think I already said that, you will force that ball carrier to turn up in the alley, where we will have both the free safety and the Sam linebacker playing what we call alley players. You're the force man. The second thing you might see is if that slot player cracks in this scenario on the Sam linebacker, but a more likely scenario would be cracking on the defensive end, and you're the half. You've got to come up and play contain. It's not that different than force. Except you can't go too far forward, otherwise you create an alley that will be run under. So, in review, your first read is that number two receiver. That number two receiver is going to tell you whether it's a pass or a run. If it's a pass, you're playing man on him, and you cannot get pass interference. If it's a run, then you're playing run support, and you either have to force or play against the crack. And either way, we want you making the tackle. And if you can't, you've got to turn the ball into your alley player. Take a look at this. This will be a good clip to show crack and how we want to react to it. A little bit of a blast from the past. Okay, so this is our 2009 team, and we're going up against Maples. Okay, so take a look at these two things. Here's our slot receiver, and here's our halfback. That's Caleb Kratz, by the way. So we're in man coverage, and Caleb is keying this guy. Caleb hasn't given a lot of back pedal to this, but that slot has just cracked down on our end. Now watch Caleb's reaction. He's got a linebacker with him. And they both come up for the tackle. So it might not be the clearest example we can see, but you can see that we've got Caleb backpedaling. Crack. He comes up and he's there to make the play. Now, there's one more skill we got to talk about, the fourth one. You got to be able to play zone. And when we call zone, we don't want you keying this number 2 player. We want you keying the quarterback. So if it's a zone call, depending on whether you're dropping or whether you're sitting, your eyes need to be looking into the backfield. Once you're looking into the backfield, you'll be able to determine run or pass based on what the quarterback does. And if it's pass, you either get to your short zone or you get to your deep zone, and then you continue to watch the quarterback. You're not worried about receivers leaving or entering your zone. You are worried about the quarterback and flying to the ball. So, your 4 skills are first determined by who you read. Either the number 2 receiver if you're in man, or the quarterback if you're in zone. Coach Val will talk to you about whether we're reading in the backfield all the time to start or whether we're reading the man all the time to start, or vice versa. Those are your 4.